the existing or the traditional system of summative assessment, which focuses more and more on rote memorization, the capacity of the child to learn by heart and reproduce it in the examination hall. Why do we introduce Second World War for the students of class 9 or class 10? Our pedagogical activities, our assessment strategies also have been focusing more and more on knowledge aspects. The system to develop more and more competency-based questions that will even test the child's ability to critically evaluate, creatively come up with some of the solutions and solve problems in a different way. Let me start with a very important point from where National Education Policy 2020's vision is talking about. I feel that many of you might have gone through our National Education Policy 2020. In the vision statement, it comes up with two important words. I just would like to highlight that words. I am not going to highlight the entire vision statement, but the two words are providing high quality education to all. That is one of the important aspect of the vision. The second one, to make India a knowledge superpower. These are two important phrases you can see when you go and read National Education Policies 2020. And how are you going to realize the vision of our policy? Of course, the policy's vision can be realized through various practical recommendations, and that's what our National Curriculum Framework for School Education and Foundational Stage has come up in 22 and 23 respectively. You might have seen all these documents also. What National Education Policy is talking about, the summative assessment, is we need to move away from the existing or the traditional system of summative assessment, which focuses more and more on rote memorization, the capacity of the child to learn by heart and reproduce it in the examination hall. Instead of that, we need to move further and make it as more and more formative in nature, and that will provide you a feedback loop as well. This comes the diagnostic part also. It will provide you the feedback loop, so that we need to move away from that. How this can be done, this practical suggestion also has been given in our policy as well as in our curriculum framework. I just would like to focus 4 or 5 important points that given in NCFs as well as NEP, and what we are doing right now under an umbrella. You all may be aware, NEP has suggested a constituent units for making assessment in a uniform way and supporting the states and seeing that uniformly what type of assessment we can do across our country. The PAREC, it is the body now entrusted for doing all these activities. And what is rote memorization? I am not going to explain it, but I just would like to take 2 examples, from one from social science and one from mathematics. We all studied Second World War, maybe in grade 9 or grade 8. And what we have focused, still as a learner or as a teacher or a teacher educator, still we may be remembering many dates, many places, many names and all. And we might have got lots of marks in social science also, out of 50 or 100 out of 100. But why do we introduce Second World War for the students of class 9 or class 10? What is the purpose of introducing this particular topic? It's not to remember lots of names, lots of dates, lots of months, lots of places and all. No. The major purpose of introducing this particular topic is to make aware about the ill effect of war that is going to make in our society, and to ensure that an attitudinal changes is happening among the child and they all come together against the war. This is the most important objective of introducing this particular topic. But unfortunately, our teaching, our pedagogical activities, our assessment strategies also have been focusing more and more on knowledge aspects. To what extent the child knows these Second World War, the names, the places, even the questions are also focusing on that. Are we going to give a context and asking the child to observe that context, then come up with his or her own reflection, how he or she will be reacting on that particular context? This type of questions we never ask in our examination. We always put some types of knowledge level question. This is one thing I just would like to give. Now, another one from mathematics, we all learn interest, simple interest or compound interest. We may be still remembering, some of you may be remembering the formula for calculating it and all those things. Are we using it in our real life? When we are teaching, when we are learning, whether our teachers or whether we ourselves are exploring more and more, why should I learn this topic? Where am I using it? And that type of contextual example are we giving? Even in the examination, are we testing the child's ability to use very effectively that in different contexts? This is one of the important things National Education Policy talked about when policy has clearly explained that we need to move away from rote learning to more and more competency-based education. Therefore, the competency-based education as well as the competency-based assessment, the prerequisite is more and more to focus on the skill and attitudinal aspect. Of course, knowledge will be there. There is no doubt. We need to consider the knowledge aspect as well. But to what extent, as a teacher or a teacher educator or educational practitioner, we can support the system to develop more and more competency-based questions that will even test the child's ability to critically evaluate, creatively come up with some of the solutions and solve problems in a different way. These type of things are missing in today's context in our examinations, even in summative examination. We need to reproduce all these things. This is one of the aspects. And second one is the holistic education and holistic assessment. And Parag has come up with a holistic progress card for different stages of education as well, school education. You can see in our website also. And the holistic in the sense that the three perspectives are very, very important. I'm just focusing that holistic assessing different domains, then using different techniques and using different stakeholders assessment. These are all important, and this is what the NCF as well as NEP postulated in their frameworks. And only grade 3, 5 and 8 we will have a summative type of assessment, but rest of the classes we need to continue with the formative type of holistic assessment.